Hi, this is Dr. Green. We're looking at a dependent or related sample t-test here. The Blackboard video did a very good job with the t-test, but they did not do a summary for the results. So I want to make sure that you know how to do this summary, the paragraph summary of your results. So in this example, we want to know, does reading intervention here improve reading level? So we've got 10 students here. They're pre-test, pre-reading intervention reading level, and their post-intervention reading level. And now this is going to be dependent samples because the post-test depends on the pre-test. They're related because they both belong to student 1. Sometimes they call that a repeated measures test. So let's go ahead and go through the same steps that we did for our other tests. So on the data tab, we do data analysis. And then we want to do a t-test, but this is paired two-sample for means. So if the samples have nothing to do with each other, we'll use two-sample assume equal variances. That's independent samples. But these are paired. Pre-test and post-test tests, those are dependent samples. So click OK there. And then our variable range 1, here when you're doing paired t-tests, you want to pick 1 to be the variable that you think might be larger. So if this reading intervention works, then their post-reading levels should be larger. So for our post-test, I'm going to do variable 1. And for variable 2, I'm going to do the pre-test. Because what this t-test is going to look at, the difference, it's going to be 1 minus 2. So it's going to be post minus pre. And we hope that that is greater than 0, at least if things are working. I'm going to click the label box because I included the labels when I selected data. And for my output range here, I'm just going to select a cell next to my table up here. So that's the upper left-hand corner of our output table. Click OK. So there's our output table. Widen this out a little bit. So this is a one-tailed test here because we're trying to test and see is the post-test score greater than the pre-test score. So when they figure this t statistic here, what they're testing there is, that is 1 minus 2, which is equal to the post minus pre. So that's the t-score that goes with post minus pre. It's a positive t-score, which means that we have a positive difference. So the post-test actually is greater than the pre-test. And we can see that here. If we look at the mean for the post, it's 4.08. Mean for the pre-test, 3.62. So there's an increase in the grade level of reading. We want to know, is it significance? So we're testing, is it greater? So greater is a one-tailed test here. So we're going to use the one-tailed p-value to make our decision. So our p-value here is 0.009, and what we notice about that is it's less than 0.05, so that means our difference is significant. Here's what the APA summary would look like. So in our summary, we're going to state that we're interested in knowing if a reading intervention here improves the reading level. So improves is a one-tailed test, it's directional. As opposed to difference. And then we performed a paired samples t-test, and we had pre-test data had a mean of 3.62. That is right here. And the post-intervention levels had a mean of 4.08. That is right here. And a significant difference was measured. How do we know that it was significant? Because our p-value was less than 0.05. And then you want to include in your APA summary the t-value that goes with 9 degrees of freedom. That 9 is right here. Was 2.85. That's this p-value right here. 2 decimal places is good enough. P was less than 0.01 because it was 0.0098 or 0095, which is less than 0.05, but we can be a little bit more specific. It was less than 0.01. So we're going to conclude that the reading intervention is working. Okay, grade level did improve, and it was not likely due to chance because our p-value was small. So a reading intervention was working, and our post-intervention reading levels here were significantly higher. So you want your summary to look very similar to this, except you're going to apply to your problem. The statistical conclusion is that we reject the null hypothesis because p was less than 0.01, and the practical significance of that is that the reading intervention is working. It's actually increasing reading levels.